Hello everybody, happy Mindful Monday. It's Jay Way coming live from Ontario, Canada. Happy day everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. We just did a lot of stuff outdoors this weekend. Got things done around the house, and we actually even slept in the RV. Because it's still actually plus temperatures here in Ontario. So we took advantage of it and got some of the yard winterized and the RV winterized, and winter's coming. A new season, new changes. Not always my favorite, but it is what it is, right? That's life, and things change all the time, so you have to be ready for it. So today, I always love talking about this. Obviously, I come on here and talk about mindfulness and mindset and the importance of it. And it's so important to me that it's changed my life completely. This is my business page. I earn online. So this is my way of giving back. So I help other people set up their successful businesses. But this part, I just do it because I think mindset is important. And, in business, in life, and everything that you do, because it's the driving force. And especially that internal dialogue. And that's what I want to talk about today. So what is that internal dialogue? People fight with it every single day, and it's that ongoing conversation that you have, right, with your mindset. It's that driving force behind the success story and behind every failure. So the difference between who you are and who you want to be stems from your mindset. So once you start to change your mindset, you will immediately start to change your behavior. So I have some people that are going through some things right now. I've been there. And you get into that repetition of, I'm not worth it. I can't do it. Things look awful. How am I ever going to get out of this? So you're talking to yourself in a negative way. And you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for the exact same thing that you're telling yourself. So why is internal dialogue important? Well, this is why. It's very important here. So I'm just getting my notes here. All right. So being able to have that positive internal dialogue, looking on the bright side of things, can help you feel more positive and improve your mood. And all this combined is learning to manage that internal dialogue. It's likely to help you both with your mental health and potentially success in life. So become aware of what you're saying to yourself. I listen to people, and as soon as I hear, I can't, I don't, I'm not worthy, that's when I know you're in a negative space. And you can change that around. Our brains are designed to have the power to change your life. And if you can just tap into that, and that's why I come on here. I think it's really, really important in life, especially these days. I find a lot of people are really struggling. So before you can manage that internal dialogue, you first have to become aware of it. Some of us are aware of our internal dialogue, that constant presence in our brain, and it's that ever ongoing conversation, right? So others might not really notice it. They might find harder to tune in. So our internal dialogue is simply this. It's our thoughts, what we tell ourselves. It's that little voice in your head that comments on things, whether it's whatever's going on around you or what you're thinking consciously or subconsciously. So all of us have that internal dialogue, and it runs all the time. And some of us may, like I said, may pay attention to it more than others. So, and some may be more, maybe they can manipulate their wording a little bit more than others. And it's a way in which you apply logic to what is happening. And although logic may sometimes be screwn, right? So you're not quite in a great space. It's driven by your emotions and experiences. So your internal dialogue, therefore, can be very helpful or unhelpful. Okay? So For example, if you are inclined to be anxious all the time, right? You're always, oh, hello, good morning. Your internal dialogue can reinforce that. So some people say that like anxiety can also upset your internal dialogue in a vicious cycle, right? It keeps going. So just as something makes you feel happy, being exposed to negative language and unhappy thoughts can have an effect on your what? On your mood. So this includes that internal dialogue. It tends to, well, beat yourself up about things. Okay? So being able to have that positive internal dialogue, looking on the bright side of things, can help you feel more positive and improve your mood. So it sounds simple, and it is, but I don't know, some people would rather stay in that negative town, and it's not a good place to be. So managing your internal dialogue. So how can we manage it? Okay. So after, like I said, you have to become aware of it, right? So, so that constant presence of that word in the brain. Okay. So another way to do it is to consciously think, okay, I wonder what my next thought will be. That starts to disrupt that internal dialogue or distracts the brain. And it seems to give a space for the brain to become aware of what's happening. So when you're trying to become aware of the thoughts, sometimes they wander, and it gives you a good idea of whether you're going to give time to that or not, and whether you tend to think positive and negatively. So be aware of that. Be aware of what you're actually saying to yourself in those those down times, or when anxiety comes, and when that pressure comes. Your dominant time, where is your brain? Is it mostly in the past? Is it in the present? Or are you always thinking about what might happen, right? So your motivation, whether you tend to think about good things or bad things, or sad things, the times that you're putting towards that, you're going to realize, man, I'm spending a lot of time in the negative town. I need to change things up. So mindfulness always helps us be in the now. We don't put things under the carpet. We deal with things, right? Because then you become stronger and you become more thankful, and your mind changes to be able to handle when those things come. So it's the same, like when I get stressed or when something makes me a little anxiety, I use my mindset, right? I use what I'm saying to myself. Sometimes I have to say, Jay, really? Come on. That's not true, right? So here's another tip. So changing that internal dialogue. So once you become more aware of it and what you're thinking and those kinds of patterns that you're actually doing, then you can do something about it. And changing them is really, really necessary. So here's some ways that you can help yourself, okay? So think positively, not negatively. Simple. But for a lot of people, that's a hard thing. It's easy to fall into the trap of beating yourself up, right? Criticizing yourself all the time. But look for ways to improve. But you perhaps blame yourself all the time when you fail. I look at failure not really as failure, as a learning thing, right? So when I might not do something how I thought it should turn out, I learn from it. Right? It's a difference in our mindset, right? That fixed mindset to that growth mindset. And you want to keep training your brain to think in the growth way, okay? Thank you. Who's that? Oh, hi, Jandal. How are you? Happy Monday. Okay, so it's important to try to avoid negative thinking in your internal dialogue. One way, consciously change what you're thinking. If you hear yourself saying negative things, focus on something positive, right? So when you wake up in the morning, I think of 5 things that I'm grateful for. It changes the almost the limbic system. Everything changes in your brain. You have a better day. When I wake up and I'm thinking about, something that happened yesterday and I'm worried about something today, oh man, my day does not go right. So, another tip is just try to live in the present. That's what mindfulness is. This is our reality right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm heading down to the city today. You know, I can't worry about what's going to happen, you know, so I live in the moment. So that internal dialogue tends to, our minds do go to the past, right? Or what might have been, or the future, what might be. But focusing on the present quiets that internal dialogue. It quiets it. There's no sense concentrating on things that you don't know if they're going to happen or not. So the basis of mindfulness is in the now, okay? Another thing, I already said it, be grateful for what you have. You know, one way to change that direction of your thoughts, particularly to prevent you from wanting more or less, is to think about what you're grateful for. My goodness, you know, I'm just thankful to live in Canada. I'm thankful that I can get up and walk. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my family. I mean, I could go on and on and on. So, you know, this helps you to be more positive because you're looking for the good in life. You're not looking for the negative. You're looking for the good. And that's going to help your brain. So before I go on to my quotes, this thing popped up in my feed and I thought it was so powerful. And I'm going to share it with you. So, and this is what they said, and I wish I could have kept it, but it went, and then I was writing down so quickly, but it said, you're not ready for anything until you believe. Based on your evaluation of your thoughts, that's going to, what you're going to manifest. So manifesting, right? You're manifesting those positive thoughts, okay? So your mind is creating your future. Your creative, you're creating behaviors. So what is it that you want to create for your life? Do you want to live in negative town? Do you want to just keep talking negative and thinking you're no good and thinking you can't do anything? Because that's how your life is going to turn out. So you are the creator of your life. And I love that because we are. Our thoughts can change. They're so powerful. You know, when I came into this business, was I nervous? Sure. I didn't know anything, but you learn, you grow, right? I don't listen to the naysayers. This business system has changed my life. You know, I don't have to get up to alarm clock. I don't have to go to work. It's just changed my life in so many different ways. But if I had listened to those negative thoughts in the beginning or listened to negative people around me, it would have crushed it. So I think that goes with a lot of things that we do in life. Maybe you're with a partner that's very negative and you got to find a way to get out, right? Maybe you're in a job that you're just not happy with. Maybe there's a lot of things, but we have the control. Create your future. And I thought that was really powerful. One sec here. Sorry, guys. I can't see your comments. I've got these star things. Oh, it's just, oh, hold on. Oh, hi, Malik. Nice to see you. And then Jendal. Thank you, guys. So you have the power. I'm going to end with my quotes. I almost forgot. So if you want to reach a state of bliss, then go beyond your ego. And what were we talking about today? Internal dialogue. That's Deepak Chopra. If you want to go to that state of bliss, go beyond your ego in your internal dialogue. See how much power we actually have to change our life around? I've experienced it so many times, you know, and you can too. Non-judgment quiets the internal dialogue. And this opens once again the doorway to creativity. And that's Deepak Chopra again. Lastly, it's not the circumstances of your life that will lead you to a deep sense of peace or even joy. It's how you think of and perceive life, your life, that will lead to living more wholly and joyfully. You see the difference there? We're all going to get some things in our life that we're not happy about. We're going to get maybe people call the short end of the stick. It's not the circumstances that, you know, whether they're good or bad, that are going to lead to our peace and happiness. We have the control. What you think of, what you perceive your life, that will lead you living in that joy more wholly and joyfully. I was at a Christmas craft sale, and this lady makes bracelets and she puts things on them. And I picked this one. It says, choose joy. It's probably backwards, but choose joy. And then she makes all these other bracelets. But it's an action. It's something that you can do. You can either choose unhappy or negative, or you can choose joy. So have a great day, everybody. Happy Monday. And, you know, it's all up here. Everything you do is in here. So take control of it. You have the power. So have a good day. See you soon. Ciao.